Hello and welcome back to a brand new vlog. I'm Lucas and I find things in this world which does not make sense. There are a lot of things in this world which do not make much sense. They could be just a little bit of tweaking and suddenly they're so much better. So what I've done is I've just compiled a list of 10 things that I don't understand. Starting with number 1. Why is school so early in the morning? Imagine this. You're lying on your bed at 8 o'clock in the morning and you yawn and wake up. Oh, this has been a lovely day of sleeping. Maybe I should do some homework before I go to school. Today we've got math, science, geography. You do your homework and at noon you go to school. At school you do all your learning and at 7 in the evening you go back home. And at the end of the day you can just relax, do your homework, maybe chat with some friends, and then you can go to sleep. It feels like a much better feeling because you can do whatever you want in the morning. You go to school in the afternoon, and apparently you are the most active in the afternoon. So it helps engage reading, writing, and all of those activities. Plus, the school does not have to give you lunch and dinner because you can get them at home. So it would be good for school and good for education, and people will get to sleep late. From noon to 7 is basically the same amount of time you would spend if you went to school from 8 to 3. So time wouldn't really change. I mean, in certain countries, they work more than others, and that's another thing which doesn't really make sense, but I ignored it because there's other stuff which I really want to talk about. But for the moment, let's say if we have a 7-hour school day and we moved it all up in the afternoon, it would kind of sound better. Number 2. If you put so much money into charity, why is poverty still an issue? You probably noticed it, right? You put that $10 in the box, and then later on the news, you hear that everyone is still as poor as they were before. What happened to all of that money? I mean, it's like what you're doing doesn't make much of a change. I know that people say putting a little penny in a box makes the difference, but a lot of pennies still doesn't seem to be making any effect, and it feels like you're just throwing your wallet right out of the window. I'm not saying that charity is a bad thing necessarily. I'm just saying that the money doesn't seem to be going to the right place, or else we won't see as much poverty as we see today. Maybe it's something to do with the fact that the money is spent wrongly, maybe just on food, which is a short term supply, instead of crops and seeds, so that people can grow their own food and thus live longer, and it's a much longer term effect. Number 3. Why do people drive on different sides of the roads in different countries? That is a very interesting point, because if you think about it, why would England be the one and only country to drive on the left side of the road while pretty much all of the other countries drive on the right? I know there are some exceptions such as Hong Kong Island, but mainly most other countries drive on the right. Is it something like England thought, we are going to be rebels and we are going to drive on the left side of the road. If you've got any problem, you must speak to our Prime Minister. He will have to organize this huge shambles to change all of the cars to the right in order to make it work. Or something like that. I don't know what British people would say. But if you think about it, cars which would be manufactured to drive in Germany, for example, couldn't be brought over to England because the steering wheel also has to be on the right side of the car, or else it's not going to work. In England, the steering wheel is on the right side of the car, and in Germany, it's on the left side. So there is kind of like a conflict. You can't have cars coming from different areas going to England. Same thing with cars manufactured in England going to other countries. It makes this entire thing way more complicated, and it would be so much easier if everyone drove on the same side of the road. Actually, why did Britain start driving on the left side of the road? That's an interesting question. Number 4. Why is stuff getting worse? I think you've heard me bickering enough about this point in another video, so I'm just gonna make this very short. Things are getting worse. My batteries are dying very quickly. All of the computers are getting slower and slower. And I checked the brand new version of OS X. It looks ugly and worse than the one I'm having right now, which is the older version. Why do people make things worse and worse and worse if they know it's not as good? People should be working to make better battery packs, better stuffies, whatever they think they're making correctly. They should make it better, not worse. It doesn't make sense. Number 5. Why are some people smarter than others? This thought has often occurred to me. Why would one person instantly get the answer while another person screw up their heads just to even figure out the question? It's not like the questions are different. It's just the people's minds are different. A lot of people think, oh, it's all about the genes, it's all about the genes. I don't think it's all about the genes. I mean, it's not like your eyes and your ears are going to affect how your mind works. It's all about the mind. And as far as I'm concerned, all minds are the same. They are all a big blob of gray matter inside your head. So why would one blob of gray matter work better than another blob of gray matter? Unless it's has to do with a lot of environmental factors and stuff and shiz, and I don't have enough time to investigate. I'm just gonna go and say this is strange. Why aren't people doing the same as others? Also, strangely enough, boys seem to be doing worse in studies than girls. I have no idea why. Number 6. Spitting! Does this even need an explanation? First of all, spitting is disgusting. If you spit, that's ewy. I mean, just having saliva, that's fine. Saliva is something you keep in your mouth, but you don't put it out of your mouth and into someone's shoe or someone's elbow. That's like taking out your snot and flicking it at people. I mean, it's not like it's disgusting when it's inside your nose, but it's disgusting when someone starts touching it. And people do it often in China. Like, you can just walk along the street and suddenly and then there is a new stain on the floor. Ew, don't do that. It will put me off whatever I'm doing. I could just be eating an ice cream and seeing someone spitting and then suddenly uh, drop on the floor. Really, don't spit. Spitting is disgusting. Number 7! If so many children are doing it, why are people under 18 still banned from doing certain things? I think it's strange, really, why this rule is even here in the first place. A lot of adults say is to protect the children. They must be mature before they can handle all of the stress and addiction that comes with certain things. But in a way, you could say that by having to wait 18 years of your life in order to even try something, that's addicting as well. I mean, if you start early, maybe by the age of 10, you will get fed up by the age of 11. But people who start at 18 have way too much hype to even stop. So it kind of enforces the addiction. And honestly, if people are already doing it, there is no really much point of a ban. There is a lot of piracy going on, a lot of stuff going online that's going on, and it really doesn't make sense to even abolish it in the first place in stores. I mean, the storekeeper shouldn't really care about whatever they're selling to children because it's extra money for them. And by stopping the children from getting certain stuff, they're kind of losing money. But in certain senses, you could say that it could provoke the children's minds, it could lead to trauma and stuff like that. But I've seen a lot of children on my bus playing harmful games, and they do not seem traumatized at all. So I don't know what the fuss is about, really. They should just forget about all of these 18 stuff things and just make it everyone do whatever they want to do. Drinking, driving, drugs. Okay, maybe don't do drugs. That's not a good idea. Just do alcohol. Ding. Number 8. Why build so many atomic bombs? There are a lot of rumors going on around that certain countries in the world have enough bombs to destroy China, Canada, Russia, Australia, Europe, Africa, Asia, whatever continent or country you wish to pick. But the question I'm more interested is, why do they even make it possible for that to happen? Because first of all, these atomic bombs are likely to never ever be used, because war these days works by signing a little piece of paper. Nowadays, we don't actually fight with guns anymore. Guns are basically just used to point at random people and then cause harm to them. Why do we even have these atomic bombs in the first place? It's like we are on a deadlock. It feels so much more dangerous, this world, if we've got 10 atomic bombs lined up ready for launch and all you have to do is press a little big red button. Plus, all of the resources used to build those bombs could easily have been used to, let's say, power an electrical plant, and then you can get extra energy from it, which makes so much more sense than just wasting it as pure bombs of destruction. Number 9! The concept of swearing. First of all, swearing is supposed to relieve the pain. I get that. I often find it better if I start shouting certain words when a big metal iron ball suddenly squashes my foot. But what I don't get is why people take so much offense on it. I mean, it's a word. It's not like it's going to kill anyone, and it should be honored to say that word because it basically helps you feel the pain. It's a verbal medicine, if you like to think it that way. And people often take so much offense on it that they start punishing other people. Online, you can find a lot of videos where they put a bleep sensor whenever someone swears, and that I don't really get either. I mean, it's not like the other person is going to ask, what did he say? Did he want to say the F word? Did he want to say the C word? Did he want to say the B word? Did he want to say the I don't know what word? Well, we already know what he was going to say. It's just like trying to hide a pillow behind a curtain while the pillow is on the bed. It's like, oh, okay, underneath that curtain there's probably a pillow since the thing is on the bed and there's a big lump. There's no point really in hiding it since it's pretty obvious what's underneath that curtain. But people still do it these days, and I still don't know why. Number 10. Why does junk food taste so good but hurt so bad? It's a thought that always crosses my mind whenever I walk into a McDonald's because I think, oh god, this is going to be the best lunch ever. But think about my belly, it's going to grow double the size. And I've really got a big belly in the first place, so technically I shouldn't be eating any more junk food, but it tastes so good. But the question is, why would it taste so good? And for that matter, why do certain vegetables taste bad? I mean, our body was made in order to absorb all of the good nutrients. Our tongue was there to detect whether what you're eating is a good thing or a bad thing, if it's poisonous or if it's not poisonous, and it's supposed to tell you, okay, this one's bad, don't eat it. And what I don't get is why the good stuff, like the vegetables and all of that stuff, gets put in our mouths and then we say, ew, spit it out, it doesn't taste good, when it's actually healthy for us, while junk food, which is definitely not healthy, comes into the mouth and then we think, oh my gosh, that is the best taste in the world. Please put more in my mouth. And then we end up eating 2 portions of what should be an average meal and we end up doubling our weight. I mean, our body should have adapted so we don't start eating stuff that we shouldn't be eating. That is not how we should be eating stuff. And that is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. I really enjoy knowing that people still watch my videos, judging by the views and the retention time that each of the videos are getting. I also know that people at my school actually watch these videos while I am in the same room, which kind of annoys me and makes me a bit shy, but otherwise I do enjoy knowing that other people still watch this video. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you watch another one of my videos, and as always, I shall say to you, goodbye!